Generic greetings and welcome back once again to a very dark prison architect, and I'm just talking about the visual style. I'm also talking about the lighting as well as the theme of this thing being 100% death row. Either way, today's beverage is a nice and chilled, botanically brewed cloudy lemonade. So welcome back to Prison Architect, and previously we started construction. We managed to get the perimeter wall, it's not a perimeter wall, but the wall around the perimeter, in this case a fence, all put in. We put in the reception. We've got a very small kitchen and a laundry, areas for the dog kennel and an armory. We've got a staff only area, and we also worked on some green energy as well, which is over on this corner here. So that's what we're gonna expand with in this episode, and obviously work on our grants. Grants wise, we have 2 grants remaining: long-term investment, which will be done in a couple of hours, and eco-friendly, which is going to be under an in-game day. So we've got lots of things we can pick up. The standard procedure is things like prisoner acclimatization and engagement. That's actually an easy one to do, so I'm going to pick that one up now and go over to rooms and cleaning cupboard, and then you designate that like so, and then deployment. And this way might fall down actually, because these might not be big enough to assign 3 of each to this one. Prison labour, 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. No, we can't actually assign them. We can't assign more than that. We can only have max jobs, 2. Okay, that's worrying. What can I do about that one? Let me go to rooms and to kitchen. I might be able to sort of half glitch this out by doing something like that, because it's now a much bigger room. And then prison labour, yeah, there we go, and there's that completed. And we'll just remove all of these, because obviously the prisoners will never be working in here, and we'll just remove that. Again, that's just for grant completion purposes, you understand. So that's done. We've got things like governmental security ratings, visitation rights. I think we're going to go with health, inmate health and well-being. That seems like an okay one. And then we're going to go with more, and let's go with death row and wall death row, and then this goes in like so, and then we will have to probably go for demolish wall, so demolish that one there, and that might marry up. I'm not too sure if it's going to or not. Yes, it is. It's all working fine. So there's another grant completion payment. That is the long-term investment. We're going to go with governmental security ratings, and while they're doing that, I'm going to spend, well, we've got 88,000 generic units of currency. Naturally, we're going to go with some electrical, and we're going to put in some wind solar hybrids. I'm going to build them from the back over like this, and it might not work. In fact, I think it's going to, yeah, it's not going to work at all. Well, there'll be a little bit of a gap. I'll put it on the other side actually then. Go on then. 1 2 3 4 5 6. I would technically be able to fit another one in, but I don't think we really necessarily need to. Do I want to put another row in? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 it would take us. I think that then only leaves with 28. No, I think we'll leave that for now. We'll let them crack on with that one. So these lights I'm going to have to shift because of the size of these rooms. Bear in mind that this bottom 2, I'm not even... These bottom 2, I think one of them is probably going to be a mail room. I just don't know what the other one's going to be. Yeah, anyway, let's just go ahead and go wall death row. Yeah, because of the size of the rooms, they're just a bit of a weird shape. So let's just do that. And we'll have an infirmary, because we obviously have to have one of those. I mentioned about this thing, which is now stuck everybody in. This doesn't even have a purpose, by the way. I just went, yeah, there's a gap of 3, and we'll go from that one. I'm not even going to put... Let me just demolish a bit of wall. I'm not even going to put anything in there, because I might change that size up. So, we'll see. Yes, right. Infirmary. So, pretty easy one to do. Medical bed. And there you go. And then it is 2 doctors, and there we go. And naturally, we will change that to... we'll have a couple of doors in this one. So we'll have some staff doors, and actually I'll leave that one for later. Staff door there, and there we go. So that's now done. We've got visitation rights, cell block A. I mean, things like the Reform Through Education Initiative, prison manufacturing facility. We'll never do the prison manufacturing. That's just not going to happen. Governmental security ratings we're working on now. We'll get that done in a moment. I'm just going to pause it for... actually, we don't need to pause it because we're making money. Yeah, giving something back. Sell 2,500 units to the grid. That's already done. Yep, there we go. More money. And, yeah, should improve efficiency by installing a door control system. I fully agree, actually. Get onto that later, though. Prisoner reoffending rate. Good luck with that one. Reform initiative. There's loads of these we're not going to ever do. Visitation rights we probably will do just for the sake of, yeah, completeness. Cell block A, obviously, we will want, because we can get that done with these cells. Reform, again, that's not going to be done. So basically, it's cell block A and it's visitation rights, but I'm not going to pick up all three because, yeah. Actually, do you want to, yeah, I will actually pick up. I'll pick it up, go on. And room then, so it's an armory, and that will go in the back there. And then we want in a kennel, and the kennel is going to go there. And then for the stuff in the kennel, actually, while we're here, laundry. So 2 laundry, ironing boards small, like that. And I think we'll go on the other side, which you should have a table small. Yes, we do. And we need laundry baskets, which I'm just going to spam like that. And that should totally suffice for this one. Obviously, deployment, all of this is going to be staff only. The whole thing changed to staff only for now anyway. There we are. And job done. And then obviously we'll alter it as we go. Just realised we've got loads of money. So once again, and might be a point of contention for this. Just more green energy. And I think that'll suffice for charging up the batteries and cracking on. So there's a lot of wind-solar hybrids, but all connected to the grid, all feeding back in. I'll have to double-check to see what level of monies we're getting over to utilities and to the electrical, and the electrical can come down. So, the kennel and armory, which is what I started with and then promptly moved off doing, it's going to be dog balls and dog crates, like that. Armory is going to be guard lockers. So, row of guard lockers there. Weapons rack, I'm going to place in maybe there. I think you need a table. Yes, you do. Table small, though, can go in there. And then I can have more stuff down the bottom. So, it's going to be 2 armed guards. It's going to be, where is it? 2 dog handlers. And then I'm going to go to deployment, patrols. And then assign armed guards. 1 there, 1 there, 1 there. And dog handlers. 1 there. 1 there. Is that done? 1 there. So I'm going to assign another guard to either side of this. There we go. Alright, and that's that done. And then we've got the max sec infrastructure, which is unlock body armor, tasers. Yeah. Oh, that's a good. Right. So training could be over here. Right. Let's see about that one. Let me pick up max sec infrastructure implementation. So unlock body armor and tasers. We've got. We've got taser rollout technically. But that's part of a training program, which is going to be in a training room for stuff. Right, so we need a training room. Yes, we haven't got a training room. So I need a training room and a classroom for our staff. It could be here. We don't need a mail room. Let's have a quick look. Classroom, 5x5 minimum. It's going to be 5x7. Training room. Actually, you know what? I will have it like that. There we go. Training room and a classroom. So, I mean, I could extend it up here, because I don't think that room's going to have any purpose whatsoever. It'd probably end up becoming storage or something. Anyway, let's go with walls and doors. Doors, double doors. That goes in there. I will put in a staff door in here. And obviously the walls, which will run down. So classroom, simple enough done. Office desk goes in the middle. Blackboard can go that side. And then your desks, which are just going to be, sorry to say, just sort of cramped in. So, this one, office desk. What else do you need? First aid station and a rat trap. Which is first aid station and a grip bin and a rat trap. Like that. I'm actually going to dismantle that double door. Yeah, I'll dismantle that double door. And then I'll probably put back in the door layout that we had previously. And we need chairs. Lots and lots of chairs. That should do. So now we can train. Guard taser, fire safety, first aid. There we go. And we can start getting that worked on now. Okay, good. That's all right. So we do need to have increased size of security force. It's on 50%, so we need to go to, it says 14, but it means get guards, regular guards. So 20 regular guards is what we need. Yeah. But I think I don't think we'll do that now. What we will do, however, is spend a bit of money. This is going to be a bit of a nightmare, actually, to build. Do I want to build one wing and go from there? I think if nothing else, I want to build the corridors. Like this. Then I'm going to do that. And that's going to cost us a bit of money, but that'll give us enough provision for with all the space to do visitation rights, because we'll just have some of these as just common room and stuff, and then we'll get that done. That's the plan. Whether or not it works. Yeah. We'll see about that one. Does parole need to be surrounded? No, it doesn't. I can have 2 paroles in there. Excellent. That's what we want. There's no power or water in the laundry. We'll have to sort that out. So there's a bit of power there. And water. Small pipe. We'll do run along like that. That's good. While we're waiting then. Policy. Maybe not. Regime. Yes. Alright. Lots of lockup. I don't even really need to alter the policy and regime, to be honest, now that I think of it, because the inmates are always going to stay in their cell. Doesn't matter what we do here. We can tell them to say, it's work, free time, or whatever. They're never going to wander off and do that thing, because they're always in the cells. But just for the sake of completeness, let's get it done. So, a bit of free time, then it's eat. Let's work 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Oh, no. 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 That one. And it'll be work lockup. I probably could have done 5, but that should be alright. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll have eat. And a bit of free time. And a bit more sleep. There we go. So basic sort of regime. Policy-wise. Basically, if there's any sort of misbehaviour, we give them... Well, that's interesting. Match with... What's recommended for that? Oh yeah, lots of solitary. It recommends lots of solitary for the death row inmates. So I'm just going to change the whole thing to lockdown, because we hadn't planned solitary. And I don't mind them all being in lockdown. There we go. Nutritional policy is going to be low and low, because we'll be doing the whole inmate nutritional research thing that we often do. So wall death row, like this. Shift that light. Technically, in here, we are going to have glass wall. But I need to know where it was. Because this has been built now. Okay. Objects was that there. Then it was, I'm sure it was a glass wall there and a glass wall there. Then I put one either side like that. I think that's what I planned off. So that's going to be glass wall. Like that. Should probably do that. And it'll be a bit of a mess to go around, but it is what it is. That's going to be the execution room. Put these in like so. These ones will go in. And these will be the cells, which we won't be building in this episode. But we'll get them, you know, at least them marked out. So, the visitation rights. How are we going to do that one? Well, some of them are easily done, like the phone booths. So the toilet and shower are going to go that side. Then what I'm going to do is have phone booths here. Like that. So there's the phone booths done. Obviously you have to have pool tables and common rooms and visitor tables and all that, but that main one is done. Let me just double check something. Parole. So that's all parole. And then you need a visitor table. Oh, that'd work. Yeah. Like I said, it needs to be a minimum size of 5x5. But it doesn't have to be behind any walls or doors. So we can have 2 paroles. Now, those are not going to be for parole. Those are going to be for the death row appeals. And we don't probably need 2 paroles, but there's one, you know, we've made provision for it anyway. We actually do need parole for the inmates that go in these dormitories, but we'll see. That guy's exhausted. So why are they just hanging around there? I don't know why. Staff room's over there. That's over there. Ah, I know why. Again, they can't get access to this area. So I did mention about putting in maybe some doors here and here, either side. Do I want to do that? It would be a massive security breach. If I was to put them here, though, they could go around. And it wouldn't be too much of a stretch. Yeah, I just don't like the idea of having open doors in this sort of main corridor. But I've changed my mind on that a couple of times. Let's go with fencing. Like that. And I'm going to do this one. Fencing there and there and there. Right, so that should allow them access to all of those areas, which is good. So we need a common room. We'll do that. Yep. Visitation. And I'll actually put in, you know, this wall, because apparently I missed it off. So visitation requires 3 visitor tables. We've already got 2 technically, in the form of the parole. It doesn't differentiate between what you need and what, you know, and other things like that. I believe it does need 2 pool tables and a couple of TVs. And that's completed, and due to administrative error, our completion bonus has been doubled. So that is good. So, cell block A and max sec infrastructure. I will go ahead and dismantle those and that, and then remove the designation. That's fine. Security then. CCTV monitor, place CCTV cameras throughout the facility. Let's do that. So, wiring. CCTV monitor, door control system, phone tap. Yeah, and then we'll get some door servos in. So there's going to be door servos. Well, I like the idea of this being open plan, even though it's not that secure. But we're going to have it anyway. For the door control system, there's jail door grey, orange, red, yellow, and white. And there's a remote door black. Do I want remote doors in here? I mean, it makes sense. Although I fear I've not put them in the right area. That opens the right way. What about these ones? Not the right way. Okay. Right. Thought that would happen. Dismantle. There we go. So that should be the right orientation now. Now they are open automatically. Are they going to be in? Yeah, they're fine. They are open automatically when you have no inmates. So that's what's happened there. But if you don't, they literally cannot be opened. That should do. I know those are going out, but it doesn't really matter. Those are all pretty much fine. So, electrical cable. I'll run to there. And then wiring. Phone tap. Tapped up. Door control system. It shouldn't be overburdened, the door control system, because there's not going to be a huge amount of traffic through it. At least that's the plan. But we'll see. And CCTV cameras. That's going to be a bit of a different one. So, CCTV. Where are we going to put those? Where are we going to put those? Where are they for a start? There we go. CCTV. So put them on the top and bottom for a start. That's the obvious one. We'll put some in here and here. And I probably want one. How many have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And how many do I need? I need 6. Typical. I'll put a temporary one in and just remove it. And then probably forget about wiring up the new one. So wiring. CCTV. It can go there. Doesn't matter. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not that I even need to wire it, actually, now that I think of it. And then there's our guards, which I'm then promptly going to fire some of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because I don't think I need that many guards in here. Let's dismantle that. I really don't think I need that many guards. Considering, you know, the amount of inmates we have. So cell block A we've got. I mean, other than that, I don't think there's any other grants I can do. I don't think there is. Criminally insane we can't. Basic farming, bakery production, restaurant service, all can't do. Reform prisoner initiative, not going to happen. Prisoner reoffending rate, not going to happen. Tracker pilot scheme, we could probably get away with. Reform through education initiative, no. Prison manufacturing facility, no. So tracker pilot scheme is the only one we can really do. So basically, what I'm saying is, the money we have now is the money we have to finish off the facility and, well, to finish off cell block A and get some inmates. So we're going to leave there for now. That's been a bit of prison architect. Next time, we will, at minimum, get these 6 cells done. We'll then probably build the execution room. We'll put in maybe some flooring, get all the patrols done. Basically, get it ready for prisoner habitation. I think it's almost there anyway. Obviously, it's got no flooring and things like that, and I understand all that, and there's a lot of patrols missing and such. But I reckon we can probably get that done. Okay, we'll leave it there for now and see how we get on next time. We've got 35 grand to finish this one off here. Then obviously get some inmates in. We might get some inmates in next episode. We might not. Let's see how we get on. Hope you have enjoyed it. As always, comments in the comments. Thanks very much for watching. Take care. And generic partings.